Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy has been branded a disgrace after wearing a pro-trans rights t-shirt during a Pride march. The Culture Secretary posted pictures to social media of her attending Pride celebrations in Wigan, which is her constituency, in which she can be seen wearing a top with the slogan, "Protect the Dolls." Now, Ms Nandy said on Facebook, had a fantastic time at the 10th anniversary of Wigan Pride today. Amazing turnout for the parade and celebrations. Inspiring speeches from brave young people in the BYOU project, joined by our brilliant mayor, Jenny Bullen, proud to live in such a welcoming and inclusive town. Lisa Nandy has shown support for LGBTQ plus whatever it is rights previously, particularly trans rights. In 2020, talking about trans inmates, she said, "I think trans women are women and trans men are men. So I say they should be in the prison of their choosing." Yeah, there you go. Well, join me now is campaign lead at Sex Matters, Fiona McAnena. Fiona, thank you very, very much. For our listeners who might not know, what are the dolls that need protecting?
Well, this is a slogan that's lately been adopted by trans activists, and I think by dolls they mean the nice, feminine-looking men who present as women, so what they would call trans women, and they mean protect the ones who pass as women. I've never met one who passes as a woman, but they may exist. What they haven't mentioned is the other word that these activists use for the other trans women, the ones who don't pass. They call them bricks. So these terms, dolls and bricks, come from the world of trans activism. They're not terms that campaigners like us would ever use. And they sound pretty transphobic to me, to be honest, because they're dividing trans people according to whether they pass. And then this protect the dolls thing is somehow a demand for the nice trans women, the ones who pass, to get special rights, I think. I wonder if Lisa Nandy knows what it means.
Well, yeah, but I'm sorry, this is also, I would say, a direct contradiction, isn't it, to what we're led to believe is government policy. So she's out there, rainbow flag in hand, yay for Lisa, we're all about trans rights and LGBT rights. She wants blokes in women's prisons, doesn't she?
Well, she said that in the past. Since then, we've had the Supreme Court ruling. She's a cabinet minister. She has to have, collective responsibility. The Prime Minister welcomed that judgment that said, right, this is very clear, this is the law. Women are women, men are men. And when sex matters in law, that means that biology is how we decide who's male, who's female. So there should now be no men in women's prisons. There still are. That has not been fully acted on. And so for Lisa Nandy to be out there worrying about the dolls, the trans women, when we still have actual women, real women, imprisoned with violent men in British prisons, I think her priorities are all wrong.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is our culture minister. This is the woman who is supposed to set the tone for British, culture and media, and to a lesser extent sport, because I'm not sure what she's really contributed there. But this is supposed to, but that's it. And what that would indicate is that she doesn't think that basically womanhood is something that's worth protecting or preserving.
Well, maybe the first part of your sentence is right. It would seem to indicate she doesn't think, because even if there are trans people who are like dolls and other ones who are not, she has a responsibility for civil society, for all of us, and we all have rights. And the law has made clear that those people are all men when it comes to the Equality Act. So it's completely out of order for her to be out there with this slogan. And the message to the rest of us,
we also do see some quite vile stuff there. I mean, we do see some genuinely quite vile things, which no doubt you've probably been victim to as well. I'm not saying this definitely took place at this Wigan Pride, by the way. I don't know, and I haven't seen any evidence to suggest it did. But at some of these, aggressively pro-trans things, it's really like, wishing death upon people who are quote-unquote TERFs, all of that stuff. And I don't know, I just wonder whether or not Lisa Nandy realises what she's doing here, just, kind of cracking on, just needless, pointless virtue signalling, probably for the sake of some votes from the trans community. I mean, she might find out how few of them there actually are.
Well, given what her job is, I think she's between a rock and a hard place here. Is she going to claim that she was ignorant of what this was all about and what it meant? Well, that will be a terrible failing, given how big a story it's been and how important to women, particularly in the last few years? Or is she going to say, no, I do mean protect the dolls, but I care about women too? And again, that's just not a credible message. You know, women need sometimes to have male-free spaces. And what this slogan calls for is that the men who say they're women are the people that we should all be most concerned about. So I can't make sense of it. Her job is culture, media and sport. And we need to see proper freedom of expression right across those places and not have men described as women and men allowed to go into women's sport.
I just wonder kind of what the point of Lisa Nandy is, because, you know, she was part of the Labour Refugees Welcome Brigade and all of that. And then I'm having a look here. Well, when there was due to be a migrant hotel opened in the area of Standish, which is in or near her constituency, she was there saying, oh, no, we don't want this here. So she's happy for boatloads of asylum seekers just not to live on her doorstep. And I do also wonder where she is about this. Is she happy for there to be blokes in some people's changing rooms, but not hers? You know, we'll have to wait and see. But Fiona, thank you very, very much. Fiona McAnena there from Sex Matters, always a pleasure.